we are going to be doing our top 5 favorite Disney nighttime spectaculars of all time. They don't have to be going now. You just have to have had saw it in person. It can be on either coast. So, Andrea, we will start with you. What is your number 5 favorite Disney nighttime spectacular?
All right, my number 5 is the original Disneyland Fantasmic.
Ooh, 1.0.
Before they made the changes. Well, maybe 2.0, because I like it after 2008 when they added the big dragon. But before they took out Snow White.
Okay.
And took out, I prefer the Peter Pan version of the Columbia.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. So Fantasmic 1.0. Derick?
I had to go with Paint the Night, of course. I mean, that's just such an awesome nighttime parade that I'm still bitter is not around. I'm still holding on to hope Disney, make it happen. But, it's just the energy of that parade, the theme song. I mean, if you guys remember that theme song. Yeah, from
Owl City.
Yeah, Owl City. Thank you. So it just was such a great energy. I mean, the floats were incredible. So many colors. The performers, everybody lit up. It just made sense, and it was a lot of fun. And it was a nice nightcap to Disneyland when it was around, and when it crossed over into DCA. Was a nice special moment for them too. So I don't know what happened to it. It's still kind of an unknown. Bring it back. That's my number 5.
Awesome. I love it. No, it's a solid 5. All right, my number 5. I hate doing this, but I got to give a couple shout outs, like honorable mentions. I don't like doing this, but I had to keep 2 off the list that I didn't want to. But shout outs to them. Disney Movie Magic at Hollywood Studios at Disney World. Super underrated show. There's never a wait. There's no big fireworks because they can't do them, but it's just an incredibly done small scale spectacular. So shout out to that. Second shout out to Frightfully Fun Parade. I didn't include it because it's right now only a part of Oogie Boogie Bash, and so that's a hard ticket event. So it's not really fair because not everyone gets to see that show right now. Yeah, I didn't want to be
bring people's money.
That parade at DCA right now, just perfect for Oogie Boogie Bash, the perfect parade. So I hope they don't get rid of it. But my true number 5, Harmonious. If it did not have the horrendously horrible barges during the day, it would probably be higher on my list. The show is incredible, but the backdrop for the show sucks. But it's still a really, really great show that I think brings Epcot together overall. So that's my number 5. All right, number 4, Andrea.
All right, mine is the Main Street Electrical Parade
for
all the previously mentioned reasons.
Totally fair. Hey, that's your show right
there.
Yeah,
you do you, boo.
I'll tell you this, Derick will not have that as his number 4.
Nice guess. My number 4 was Remember Dreams Come True.
Yes.
It's such a classic fireworks show for Disneyland. The meaning behind it, Disneyland did the 50th, right? When they had their anniversary, 100%. And it just paid really good tribute to what the park means to everybody and each of the lands that represent. So it holds a special place in my heart. So that's my number 4.
Awesome. I love it. That's actually my exact number 4 as well.
Nice.
So for that reason, I'll switch it to Disneyland Forever just so I can talk about that a bit. I think the Dreams Come True is the better show, but Disneyland Forever just, I don't know, maybe just because I just watched it, but that really hit me. I'm not the type of guy to care about the fireworks. I love the fireworks, but I don't if you tell me, if you launch 2 different fireworks shows and tell me they're different, I'd be like, I didn't notice a difference. But in terms of the actual shows, I love the Disneyland Forever projections that they added. So, but yeah, you can't go wrong with either of them. They're both great. All right, top 3, Andrea, number 3 for you.
Ooh, mine is Illuminations. Ooh. I remember, now I've probably seen both versions because I know I saw Illuminations as a kid at Epcot, and I know that it's different than Reflections of Earth, but I've seen Reflections of Earth. Well, I saw Reflections of Earth as an adult. But the way that they light up each country at the ends, the fireworks and the barge, the globe opening, the soundtrack, it just never failed to leave me emotional. It's so beautiful. I haven't been to see the new stuff, but I have a hard time believing it could come close to Illuminations.
I've never seen either of them, so I want to see them really bad. That's a great choice. All right, Derick, your number 3.
My number 3 has to be World of Color. And it's a toss up because they have also the holiday version, which I really love too. But yeah, it just was such an innovative show when it first came out. And just all the things that they've done with it, not just the fountains, but the lasers and the fire and the music and how they've integrated all of the stuff, even in the park itself, the fountains, and for holidays, how they did like those snowflakes that would fly up into the air.
Yeah.
Really cool effects. And so, it holds a special place in my heart being California Adventures, nighttime spectacular. So that'd be number 3 for me.
I promise you viewers that Derick and I did not go over our list before. My number 3 is also World of Color. I'm with Derick. Any version's good. The old Neil Patrick Harris version, the current version, or the holiday version. Anything but the Halloween version that they had the first year Oogie Boogie Bash. That was really, really bad. I don't think it's ever coming back. But other than that, they're all great. I love, like Derick said, that it's DCA's like park or DCA's show. I love how original it is. I love that like it's unique to just DCA, and that's so rare for a Disney show.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially the parades and stuff and Fantasmic. So I love that, and I just love that it like you're walking around the pier and you don't even notice it, and then all of a sudden like this show just pops up. So I'm a big fan of organic shows, which is why I have World of Color above Harmonious. Harmonious might be the better show, but World of Color is like organic and natural and like original to that park, whereas Harmonious, is the 3rd or 4th iteration of that show, of that lagoon. So that's my number 3. All right, top 2, Andrea. What is your second favorite nighttime spectacular at Disney?
Believe in Holiday Magic, the Christmas fireworks.
Interesting.
Good choice.
Nice.
Those have been I don't know if there's ever been a different Christmas fireworks, but those have been the Christmas fireworks since I moved out here in 2005. And that was a big strike against Disneyland Forever for me, was that year they did not show the holiday fireworks. And I was so upset all Christmas. So I do have some resentment for Disneyland Forever because of that still to this day. But that show to me, it's not the holidays if I'm not at Disneyland watching that snow or watching the show and then having the snow afterwards. It's just, pure magic. It gets me emotional every time. The song, I love it. It's so good.
Really, really great choice.
Love that.
Love it. All right, Derick.
So my number 2 is Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I just love the soundtrack to it, and I don't remember the last time I was I was a little kid when I went to Disney World, and there was a whole break, a lull that I had. And the only time I came back was in 2018 with Joel, Matt, and Braden. And I saw Happily Ever After. It was really just overwhelming for me because it was the first time really seeing like their castle. And I don't, you can make the comparisons against Disneyland and Disney World, but it is a beautiful castle, and just how grand it is. The fact that they can, put those types of projections on it and integrate it into the show, and the fireworks, how it's like all around you. And again, the music for that show is just really captivating. And so, that's number 2 for me.
That's a really great one. I didn't even think about that one, to be honest. So I've only seen it once, and I lost my wedding ring the one time I saw it.
Oh no!
I've only seen it.
Memory.
I've only seen it once as well.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Andrea. But no, good show. That's a great choice. My number 2 is Paint the Night. It was back and forth all night. Probably could have put this number 1. I'm mad that Derick has it so low. I think Paint the Night is insane. The only con against it is it's not really nostalgic, but the fact that it's like kind of a different iteration of Main Street Electrical Parade makes it like almost nostalgic in that way. But just love that show, man. Just so fun, and just like it's just fun. And there's no reason it should be so fun. But that song just gets me so hyped, and I don't even like Owl City. But that song just makes me go.
It's good.
That's the one song. Like I don't really listen to Disney Parks music at home. That's the one song that I'll turn on and just like blast. Like it's just a fun show, man. Like the Cars section, it's just. I think it's incredible. I think that's a show that should always be happening at all times. Like it doesn't carry the same weight as some other shows in terms of importance, but I think it's just a perfect show to like just have playing. And so I'm sad that it's not a DCA right now or even at Disney World. Like I wish it would be at some park anywhere. But that is one of the best shows I've ever seen. So that's my number 2. All right, we're up to our number 1. Andrea, bring us home. Number 1.
You guys have already said my number 1, but my number 1 is Remember Dreams Come True.
Ooh.
Yes.
I think it is, as Derick said, just the perfect tribute to Disneyland. I love that it pays tribute to the electrical parade, a bunch of the rides, the movies, like, Tinkerbell flies. It's just iconic. And for me, it was the fireworks that were playing when I came to California. But it's funny because when I came, I was like, oh, fireworks, perfect. We can go on all the rides right now because everybody's watching the fireworks. And then the first time I watched the fireworks, I was blown away. And then I'd be like, no, rides aren't important. We have to watch the fireworks. But I just love that show. And I love when they brought it back last time, they upgraded it and added the projections on Main Street in the castle. So I love that they've kept like updating it with the technology that they have in the park. And it just, to me, that is the quintessential Disneyland show.
Yeah. Amen. Couldn't agree more. All right, Derick, you're number one, sir.
Well, just to add to Andrea, I forgot to mention this earlier, but you can't go wrong with a fireworks show that has Julie Andrews in it as the narrator. So she has a little bit extra magic touch there. Anyway, yeah. So my number one, and you guys touched on this too, is actually Fantasmic, but it is the most recent version, and I know Andrea is bitter about.
We're gonna have to have some conversations later.
But the Tangled scene is actually pretty incredible. I don't know if people know that the audio was pulled from the segment in World of Color, one of the holiday shows.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and so it's very dramatic, right? And I think it fits. Although I do miss Snow White. Like, she is quintessential to classic Disney with right there with Mickey Mouse. So I wish she was in the show. But I think the new version just has like such a better soundtrack to it. The way that they redid all of the orchestration is really, really cool and interesting to me, and a lot of the effects that they've added to. I think just overall the whole show just is such a great representation of Disney and Disneyland. And I think I am kind of biased too, because I did grow up on that. Like, when I think about Disneyland, meeting up with all our friends, and just having that time watching that, seeing the energy of the rivers of America and everyone, it's just such a different feeling. And there's comparisons then too, right, of Hollywood Studios, and you just can't compare the Disneyland version being as organic as it is. Like you said, Shaun, like coming out of nowhere, right? Like, you don't see that there's a show that's set up for there, and then all of a sudden all this stuff happens. So that's
or like
really
all of a sudden
cool.
the Mark Twain goes past you with all the characters on it. Like,
you were writing that earlier in the day. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's number one for me.
Awesome. I love it. Well, Derick, finally our lists don't match.
My number one
for sure is Enchantment. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Mine's Fantastic too. Our list's the exact same, basically.
Oh. I was like, they're gonna come for you, Shaun.
No, Enchantment's trash. My joke is gonna be Enchantment or Kite Tales. But Enchantment's the worst show.
Kite Tales, let's go. I'm so sad it's ending.
I didn't pick it because it's not a nighttime show.
I know, right? No, Enchantment's trash. Fantastic's my choice. It doesn't get any better than that. And I'll go with 2.02 just because I'm absolutely obsessed with the Pirates segment. I know it's not like classic Disney, the Peter Pan is, but I just love that segment so much. One of my favorite segments. And you guys already hit the marks on why Fantasmic's so good. But the one thing I'll add is it's one of those shows that's incredible for people that have no clue about Disney or people or like the super fans, like back before in February 2020, before COVID, I took my bachelor and bachelorette parties there at the same time, my wife and I, and we had like 6 or 7 people that didn't care about Disney, didn't want to go. They're only going for us. And Fantasmic is what won them over.
Wow.
So that show is classic for new people. It's classic for locals, and the organic nature of it is what's so good about it. So, all right, guys, that is our segment. Let us know down in the comments your top 5. If Enchantment and Kite Tales are not on your list, don't even bother commenting because those are obviously